Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Garage Golf Simulator. This is Turbo Talon Golf. My name's Shelby Iverson. It is the Tuesday, the 24th of February, 2026. We are going to be playing some sim golf on GS Pro using the ProTee VX launch monitor. Yada, 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 yada. Today, let's tackle Bogey's Backyard League and no pros. Bogey's Desert Mic Drop at NK MIP. Course is NK MIP, which I see an apostrophe in there, so I'm positive I'm mispronouncing it. But let's roll. 5,800 yard tee, 6 foot gimme, soft greens, 11 stimp, calm wind, tournaments at 300 feet above sea level. Let's roll. I took about 10 warm-up swings. That's all you're going to get out of me. We're just out here to get the repetitions in. Nothing more, nothing less. And that is it. I don't have any TikToks for you guys. I might come up with some creative shit to talk about, but let's assume I'm not going to. Let's assume this is just going to be like a practice session here. Crushing It says first. What's up with people doing that in chats and comment sections saying first? Is there some kind of prize you guys win at the end of the year if you come in first enough times? How does it work? I'm asking for a friend. There shouldn't be too many more of those. That was, from what I can see, not that bad of a strike, but who fucking knows, dude. Crushing It says he just played this an hour ago himself. Yeah. It doesn't look too terrible. Didn't start off with a great tee shot there by... We probably should have been in the lateral hazard, but we're not. Since I'm not warmed up, I got to take way more club than I think I should, and we're in the deep rough. So this ball getting to its destination is a maybe. I would say a strong maybe. And we got trees blocking the green to boot. Guys, all you got to do is swing your swing, shoot your shot. There's nothing else you can do. Okay, that was a good shot. We'll see where it comes down. GS Pro's bullshit fucking colliders strike again. I don't know what to say. That is certainly not the ball flight that ball would have experienced in real life. And that was a pretty good little punch shot. There we go. What are we doing here? It wants us to putt. So we shall putt. What are we playing? 11 stimp. What do the greens look like? 11 stimp soft. Soft shouldn't matter right now because we're already on the ground. 27, 30 feet. And I think that's your obligatory bogey on the first hole. There we go. You guys, someday I'll get to a spot in my golf career where we're not poking fucking bogeys and double bogeys on the first hole all the time. Very short par 4. You're being encouraged here it's more than a suggestion that you don't try to go for the green in one. It's a little more than a suggestion. You've got some water over there in the clearing, and you've got some trees that are blocking the green. So I'd say it's slightly more than a suggestion that you don't go for the green here. And you don't need to, because it's a par 4. Right? That'll be fine. Crushing It said it was fun. You can rip some way out there. That's good to hear. I think I only drive like 225 though, so I won't be ripping anything anywhere. 95 yards. Let's hit way more club than we need. We've just been chronically short on everything. You know what, that's fine. If I'm gonna be somewhere either behind or in front of the green, oh, that was fucking close. I wanna try to go a little too far. That's what most professionals say to do, is if you're gonna hit the golf ball at the green, try to be on the pin first, but if you're gonna be long or short, if you got to pick between long and short, try to be a little long. What's this next hole got in store for us? Soft greens. You can attack pretty good here. That felt toey. I am ready for this cold to be over. All right, guys, we're in a very dangerous position as far as GS Pro goes. You should always check your colliders when you're in a situation like this. It looks like they're pretty benign. Also, if you can't get your ball on a 150-yard green going downhill, you need to sell all your golf equipment, and then you need to go home and blow your fucking head off. But make sure there's some plastic or something around so that your family doesn't have to clean too much of your fucking remains up. You guys, I can hit a 300-yard drive, but it takes me 7 shots to get to a hole that's 150 some odd yards away from the tee. I will never understand it, but that's probably why they say things such as, the short game is really important. You can still play good golf and not hit the ball off the tee very far. That's probably why they say things like that, because it's absolutely true. You do not have to go far off the tee to play good golf. But if you have a shitty short game and you can't putt, you're going to shoot in the hundreds, 90s or hundreds. 10. I don't want to have a lot of swing thoughts. I want to rely on mechanics that are kind of have been established due to lots of practice. Okay, we're still, looks like we're fighting a slice. Healy, almost OB. So we need to start hitting off the face of the club. or the sweet spot of the club, or we're going to continue to have problems here. Deep rough again. Little chip shot. I don't trust GS Pro to putt from here. Good enough for government work. What's that, a bogey? Par? Fifth hole is a 162-yard par 3. I'm sure it'll take us 7 shots to get to the pin, but let's do what we can to have that not happen. That's scoreboard. I can tell it to stay up longer. I probably ought to. Okay, another thick shot. Feels like the club face opened up and we're going to be in exactly the same position we were on that par 3, the previous par 3. Which is we should really think about selling all our shit and taking up knitting. It should not take this many shots to get to a target that far away from the tee box. All right. It just shouldn't. We're relying way too much on other facets of our game when we should probably be on the green or at least adjacent to it right out of the gate, right? 270. This is the 5th hole, excuse me, the 6th hole is a 500-yard par 5. You hope that most of your 500-yard holes are par 5s, but if you're playing from the tips, it's really anyone's guess. So let's see what we can do about this slice. Let's check everything, check it again, and hopefully we get rid of it. But we're not hitting on the club. The center of the club face is the problem. Okay, I aimed to the left because I anticipated a slice, so we are going to be on the left side of the fairway, but we'll take that. 238 up 5. I don't have a club that hits that far, so we're just going to smack this 3-5 hybrid, whatever the piss it is, and hope to be up there somewhere. That's about par for the course with the 3 hybrid. Felt toey. So it was on the toey side of the sweet spot for whatever that's worth. But your 3 hybrid should go a fuck of a lot further than 180. Hey Foof, what's going on? I'm back, dude. It's like fucking Groundhog Day in here. Day after day after day, we're coming in here, getting our reps in. Not getting any better at golf whatsoever. Let's see here. Putting. We're putting for birdie. 17 footer, 11 stimp. It tickled the side of the hole. Insert joke about your whole high school girlfriend here. Number 7's a 337-yard par 4. This is a very short course. There's no reason to not score well here. It's just one hole after another that are just straight down the gut. If you don't score well here, it is your own fucking fault, 110%. Foof says grinding it out. Yeah, buddy. Unfortunately, anything you want to become good at eventually becomes a grind. All right, that's leaking a little bit, but that's going to be a decent drive. We just got to continue to aim to the left side of the fairway until we figured out why yesterday I was hitting perfectly straight drives and today for some reason we're offline 40 yards. I don't see any reason for it. We'll keep on grinding away though, because the ball flight is significantly different than it was yesterday. Let's try to get about right there, right there. I don't know, folks. Kicking names and fucking ass, says Foof. All right, there was a little shanky shank there. We get those sometimes here on the channel. 34. All right, guys, we're turning this into fucking Pee-wee's Playhouse here. Speaking of Pee-wee's Playhouse, if you haven't watched the Paul Rubens documentary and you were ever a fan of any of his work, Pee-wee's Playhouse, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Big Top Pee-wee, all that shit, highly recommend it. If you're one of those people that's like, I hate Paul Rubens, he got caught jerking off in a porno theater, you still might want to watch it because you're probably wrong about Paul Rubens. Shit show of a hole there. It's already behind us. I already don't even remember what we're doing. But we need to aim left because we're nursing a slice again. The slice is back. Hole 8 is a 330-yard par 4. Another great scoring opportunity. Need to figure out why we're suddenly slicing again. Okay, that's a little bit better, but still leaky. We'll take it. That was 11 yards offline, so much better. $80 yards into the Pinsky. Okay, I don't know what we're doing, but we're suddenly, that's 2 shanks in this round. And that is sort of mildly disturbing to me, but then I remembered I don't give a fuck. So I noticed something funny that now that I've noticed that I'm hyper aware of it, and here's what that thing that I noticed is. I'm going into work in the morning, and you can either turn left to go to the place I work, Northrop Grumman, or you can keep going and you go on to the military base, Hill Air Force Base up here. And I can tell who's going where based on what they're driving. If it's a Subaru or a Tesla or a fucking Prius, 90% of the time, it's going to turn left and go into Northrop Grumman because a bunch of young engineers and all of that type of fucking people work there. if it's some like F350 fucking Super Duty fucking dually diesel that somebody's using as their commuter, their A to B commuter, this fucking Duramax diesel, or Power Stroke, or a fucking Cummins, or whatever you drive, usually is some fucking dirty old vet with a cigarette hanging out the window, driving to his cushy fucking government job on the base. And I've noticed this is mostly true. Nothing is true in all circumstances, but you can kind of tell who's going where. Now, if the person's driving a fucking Jeep, those people are more special than normal, and I can't tell where they're going. Sometimes I don't know if they know where they're going. But that's all I got, guys. There's just some fucking stereotyping based on what type of vehicle a person drives. All right, we are still nursing a leaky slice. Interesting. All right, we got to get rid of that, guys. Oh yeah, and then Foofs says the Mustang Camaro, the E1, that's probably going to get their shit repoed, or you're going to see it on the lemon lot. Foof's correct. So guys, that was an absolute fucking pissant of a drive there, 223 yards into a bunker. Let's just try to get out of here. If you commute to work in a dually fucking Duramax, or a fucking King Ranch, or a fucking whatever F350 diesel or 3500 diesel, and you're using it as your daily commuter, your A to B commuter, I would genuinely like to know why you are doing that. Because when I ask my buddies why they're commuting in a fucking F350 dually with nothing in the back of it, they say, well, diesels get a lot better fuel mileage than they used to. And I'm still like, they don't get better fuel mileage than a little car with a fucking i4 or a V6 in it. Now, do they? So, fun conversations we have. It's a bunch of, most of us are retired military guys, so we poke each other in the ribs a lot. Not like you can see any of our ribs, but... Guys, that was another shank. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So we've gone from the toes to the heel here. I'm not real sure why. That's just what we're doing. Let's put a little space between us and the golf ball. Oh, there's another one. Guys, we might have to end this early. That's 4 today, and we're on, I don't know what hole we're on. Drop ball. That's another one. I think the remnants of this cold are finally leaving our system here. Does anybody in the chat brag about their sim golf scores to other human beings? Come on, I gotta hit a chord with somebody here. Apparently nobody in the chat drives a fucking F350 fucking dually diesel as their daily, and no one in the chat drives a Subaru or a Prius or a fucking Tesla. There's got to be something here. There's got to There's got to be something here. We got to put some meat on the bone here. Is anybody in the chat the type of person that stops in a roundabout to let people through, to let people into the roundabout? Do we have any of those in the chat? Okay, guys, we are chronically Healy now. We were chronically toe, we were chronically Healy. Let's think about backing up off the ball here just a smidge. Oh, there was another one, guys. Oh, this is getting fucking interesting, if nothing else, right? The show must go on, god damn it. Get up there. What are we putting? We're putting? Are we even hitting off the heel of the putter? Okay, no, we were toey on the putter. I mean, we got that going for us, right? All right, so we're standing too close to the ball. Let's go ahead and move back an inch or two. Let's put some space between us and the golf ball and see if we can't start hitting toey again. That's 34 yards offline. We forgot to aim to the left of the fairway. So we are Healy again. We're Healy again. Well, let's back up off the ball even more. Nice little, we'll grip the club. We'll get our grip. We'll do one of these. All right, what'd we do there? It was still Healy. It's important to remember that if this hasn't happened to you yet, you either get a case of the toenails or the shanks. Your day is coming, and it's important to ignore it. Ignore it and it'll go away. Kind of like a stray animal. If you ignore it and you don't feed it, it'll go away. Oh, I'm not crushing it. I ain't having any trouble with the course, dude. I just can't hit the ball. 37. Okay, we know we're going uphill. And if we keep shanking the ball, we're never going to get anywhere. We just need to know that don't change your game plan. Just keep swinging your swing. Which apparently in the simulator is always to the right and 50 yards short. Okay, so we need to take extra club and littering and littering and littering and question mark? All right, we're in there. I don't think we shanked anything on that hole. Tell me why. All right, guys, dangerous hole. We got OB to the left. We're just gonna go over here, or we could go over here, but the driving range has a net around it. I'd be willing to bet that because GS Pro is the most dog shit software on the planet, that the net doesn't have colliders that you can go right through it. So we could theoretically hit over to the driving range and then over to the green. However, I'm not willing to take that bet, because I have seen driving range nets in this software with colliders. That was a thick 5-iron, so it's going to go right. Did not notice there was a big pine tree in the middle of the fairway. 139 to the pin. Okay, there's another shank. We'll see if the net has colliders. It does. All right, guys, we've got quite a few shanks now. If I knew what was causing it, I'd let you know, but those of you who watch the channel frequently know that this is a pretty odd occurrence. Let's get out of here. .44 yards to the Pinsky. Let's close this map. Oh, wow. Guys, we're going to go ahead and bench the 64-degree wedge. It's just getting us in trouble. Nobody should be using a 64-degree wedge anyway. Too much loft. Too much loft. All right, there we go. Is that a double? Double bogey, she says. What are we doing here? So the video game is forcing us to hit to this part of the fairway here. So and it's downhill. So you're being forced to lay up kind of on a par 4 unless you can hit a draw, which I can't do. I think that's a well-known fact at this point. So let's hit the golf ball with the 3 hybrid instead. That was a, yep, so now we're off the heel. If you guys have been watching it all lately, you know that I can't hit these hybrids off the heel. If you were waving $1,000 in front of my face, I couldn't hit it off the heel, but now I appear to have figured out how to do it. So shit's looking up, guys. It's called opposite feels. Opposite feels day in the simulator. Was that also, see that was heely too, which kind of helps on these hybrids because the sweet spot's toward the heel. Holy shit, dude. We're moving along here. This round's pretty blown at this point. Let's just keep on plugging along. We'll hit the ball up there. All right, that actually came off the sort of the sweet spot of the club there. These fairways are pretty narrow. Don't fucking beat yourself up if you're not on one every time. It's not worth the stomach acid. It's not worth your stomach acid, peeps. That was awfully close to the hosel. Oh, okay, what do we got here? We got a pretty shitty round of golf going, I'd say. Let's go ahead and hit in this general direction. It's about getting them reps in. If you were out on the driving range and you had a large bucket of balls and you hit a half a dozen or 10 shanks or whatever, you'd probably be mildly concerned about said offense, but like you're not gonna really think too much about it, right? Okay, we're in the bunker. I was gonna say if the tree's got colliders, we're in the tree. If it doesn't, we're in the bunker. And guess where we are? We're in the bunker. The ball rolled into the bunker, so it should be a pretty easy lie. GS Pro, for some reason, can't be bothered to show us the lie of the ball, but it does give us a convenient indicator here saying that we're simply in sand. That is all. 217. It's a par 5. Let's take a look at some numbers. 203 carry. I'm not going to say that was the best shot in the world. 203 carry in the launch monitor software. 170 here in GS Pro, which is taking into account course factors such as elevation, your lie, all of that nonsense. So I guess it's okay that we lost 30 yards of carry. That's going to be way short. Classic turbo talon golf up in this muff. What do we got for a putt here? Let's not even aim. It's a fucking video game anyway. Boring. 100 yards with, I guess, what would be considered a slight tailwind. That's looking pretty benign, but I took way more club than I thought I should, and we ended up just fine. "17 feet playing 19 feet. And that's why we are 10 over par, guys, because of that right there. You see some guys that take, like, I was watching this motherfucker today, he's taking all this time to, like, aim his putt and shit, and I'm like, bro, fucking get on with it. Sim golf's already boring enough. Putting everybody to sleep. You're putting us all to sleep. You're making us want to hurt ourselves, maybe someone else. 270. Okay, so this time we're okay to be over to the right, because it looks like we have some lateral on the left here on 18. And then we'll go play whoever else's shit I said we were going to play. No pros. Yeah. What was that? Healy? We're fine. You're just going to lose like a lot of distance when you hit the ball like that. Because when you hit it Healy and you're already coming over the top, you're generating a massive amount of side spin, and all that does is detract from your overall distance. Not telling you anything you don't know. It's just funny how one round, like yesterday, what, 2 or 3 rounds of pretty good drives, and then all of a sudden it's just fucking up in smoke. Golf's funny like that. It's fickle. Pretty fickle, I'd say. All right, good shot. So this, getting the ball down range isn't necessarily difficult for me. I'm a larger gentleman. But when you get into these shots like this where you can't take a full swing, things get a little hairier. And you can see we put a ton of backspin on that ball, 10,500 RPMs, into the circle for a birdie. Finished at 80 plus 8. And I think we'd have finished around maybe 85, 86 if it wasn't for all the shankly doodly doos. But there's your stats. Nothing to write home about. Let's play round 2 of today's live stream. I think I said we were going to play no pros league. Let it rip at Crooked River Ranch. 5,500 yard tees, 6 foot gimmies, normal greens, 11 stimp, 3,000 feet above sea level. Let's call it 2750, and then calm wind. Shankly doodly doo. It comes and goes. It comes and goes. You should not pay any attention to it. It'll come and go on its own, like the common cold. All right. We got some pretty narrow fairways here, it looks like. Frames per second equals 60. We're good. Had to take a few. Foof says he had to take some phone calls. If you guys didn't know, Foof's a top level CEO executive. He had to take a few phone calls. I think he was on the phone with Elon at one point. And then he had to put Elon on hold so he could get on a phone call with fucking Bill Gates. But now that he's back, he says, what did he miss? Shot an 80. And I think we had like 6 or so shanks off the, like if you look at the replay, this was almost a shank. So I would like to say it's a huge mystery and flip out and call my fucking swing coach and say I need a lesson right now, but I've seen this too many times. It just ends up going away on its own. Okay, we're still playing off the heel. Do we got firm fairways, it looks like, based on that ricochet? We're just here for reps, peeps. That's it, nothing more, nothing less. That was right off the sweet spot, but high on the club. It's going to leave us in a maybe precarious lie here, where we got to go up over this tree. Oh boy. To the left, aim right. Okay, there's another shank. Very strange, guys, very strange. Let's see if I can see something in the replay. We've got a lot of movement at the top of the swing. I think that that's pretty obvious, but it doesn't matter. Let's play. You guys, you can literally start a new stretching regimen, or you can start going to Pilates, or you can start playing pickup basketball for the first time in 10 years, and it'll fuck with your swing. You can start doing deltoid work because you want to look like Carrot Top in his prime, and it'll fuck with your swing. You can start doing tricep stretches because you never did tricep stretches. It'll fuck with your swing. You can try for a new bench press max, and it'll fuck with your swing. It's a game of inches, guys. You can switch breakfast cereals from Frosted Flakes to Wheaties. It'll fuck with your swing. That's how fickle golf is. What do we got here? Not off to a good start, but I don't think we should expect much here because we are having a case of the shanks here. Healy again. You guys, sadly, I'd rather play off the toe than the heel. And this is not the first time I've said this. It's not news. I'd rather be a little toe-y than a little heely. Because you got to be severely off the toe before you start to see any like major ramifications. But if you're hitting too far off the heel, your ball is going to go 45 degrees that way every time. 45 degrees, 45 degrees. Foof says that's when you go to the superstition well and try stuff like putting a tee behind your ear or wearing a hat backwards. Yeah, dude, I didn't sleep very well last night, and I think I did some tricep stretches this morning, so we'll just chalk it up to that. It'll probably come and go pretty quick. I'm not worried about it. I ain't worried about it. All right, so we've established that I'm shanking the shit out of everything today. Much like a common denominator in math, we're just gonna quit talking about it. If you see me do it, just know that's what we're doing today and don't worry too much about it. That's gonna prove to be pretty, uh-oh. There's only one option right here, and I think you guys know goddamn well what it is. There's only one option for this shot. Let's see, it's gonna go a little bit to the right. There's only one plausible action for this shot. I had to do it. I had to do it. Of course you should try to make it between the two trees, because it works out for you every single time, dude. You can't hit the broadside of a barn? Yeah, you'll probably be okay to try to go through those two trees. Let's just try to get on this green. What a ricochet. What a ricochet. No, there was no ricochet. It actually went through and I had a birdie look. Okay, there's your thick ball floating over to the right. Blah, 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 blah. Change the record. We got that face opening up. It doesn't do that on the real golf course though. So you're not gonna see the face opening up. You're just gonna see the launch monitor doing whatever it thinks is right. Kind of like a teen parent. They're just doing whatever they think is right. I would say the distance control on that was less than desirable. I should have looked and seen what we were doing instead of just hitting the ball. Oh, Foof, I meant to tell you. I finished Hot Shots Golf Open T2 this morning before work. And it's funny because the last dude that you play the 1v1 match with, his name is Chad, which I guess is the male equivalent of a Karen, or so I've heard. But I thought that was kind of funny. It was like some 55-year-old dude because it says their age, but his name was Chad. But that game was made before Chads and Karens existed, I believe, so. That was before Chads and Karens existed. All right, guys, that was a really good shot with the 3 hybrid. It'd be a really good shot if we needed to go 229 yards, but that's not what we needed to do, unfortunately. Chadius Thunderloins. It didn't tell me what his last name was, but let's say it was Thunderloins. Let's say it was Thunderloins. Oh, we're not playing on soft greens anymore. We're playing on normal greens. Again, things that don't happen in real life. These are not real life problems. Unless, I guess, you played 2 courses in one day. Chadius Thunderloins. Wow, that was a terrible putt. Just fucking terrible. All right, we got to hit the ball here. Chadius motherfucking Thunderloins. Uh-oh. Oh! We all right? Hell yeah, Chadius Thunderloins. We're good to go. Very good shot there. Nice high ball speed. Just unfortunately went the wrong direction. 182. Next on the tee, Chadius Thunderloins. Bitches. Uh-oh. Dude, that fucking ball went a mile. I'm sure that's OB. I couldn't see that high up the thing. Oh, it's going to let us hit off of this parking lot. That's pretty sick. You guys, that was a 4 hybrid that just went fucking 3 miles. Gotta love those. You gotta love those hot shots. Gotta love those hot shots. Gotta love those hot shots, boys. What do you mean the club's supposed to go this far and it flew 25 yards further than that? Dude, I don't know. I don't know. Find me a set of irons that doesn't have hot shots and I'll tell you you're probably full of shit. Obviously that wasn't an iron, that was a hybrid. Okay, we're lucky to be on the green. That's a pretty hefty, tier there? Oh, yip. Got the yips. All right, just don't hit it back down the hill. Which is exactly where that motherfucker's going. Are we gonna get saved, or is that ball just gonna keep on floating in midair there? We're 11 stimp, right? We are. Oh, darn it. That really stinks. Okay, so there's no chance of a double bogey free round now. That is officially out the door ski. Foof says I accidentally used one of my power shots on that shot I just hit into the parking lot. He's of course referring to Hot Shots Golf. Well done, sir. Well played. That shot, however, was not well played. We're well short, and we're in the, what do you call it, the rough, and we've got a lot of water to go over. So I've been putting a lot of golf balls in the water, and so I'm going to hit this ball way further than I think it needs to go. There you go. That was a whole fucking golf sidekick episode in one shot. Don't hit toward the hazard. If you don't have a choice, make sure you're either short of it or too long. Boom. Just summed up that whole dude's channel. That dude's whole channel. 42, 30 something here. Geez, that ball's just sliding on there like it's covered in butter. Oh, the beef tallow. It's covered in beef tallow. 317. Guys, we're not doing too bad. I wish we were doing a little bit better, though. How about that? The driver was on goddamn fire yesterday, and it's not today. Happens to the best of us, right? Tell me why. Go. Go. Good shot. Bit short. You really want to be on the green on these 300-yard par fours. Okay? If you're not able to achieve that, do what you need to do to achieve that. But you really want to be driving these 300-yard par fours. That's going to be short. No, it's not. That might actually be good. Guys, if you just turn golf into the giant fucking joke that it actually is, and just stop caring when you're having a bad day, you probably have more fun. You'll probably have a little bit more fun. I can't guarantee how much, but let's say anywhere from no more fun to marginally more fun. How about that? This has not been approved by the Food and Drug Administration. So I'm going to make a few false claims. And apparently now, no putting? No? Are we not putting? We're green? Are we green? We're green? Foof says, well done, boyfriend. Thank you, sir. Foof says, just have one more cut waters and any round turns into a good one. Can confirm. I'm just so bad at drinking. You see how I am right now, sober? Yeah. Imagine that with a cut water. +2, and I think we've even got a few birdies. If that ain't a tragedy, I don't know what it is. But I also, when I first started golfing in my 20s, we used to get fucking wrecked. Hence the reason you're watching a 44-year-old man who's trying to learn how to golf in a fucking simulator in his garage. Because if I would have given it more effort when I was in my 20s and actually gotten a real set of clubs and a fucking golf coach, we wouldn't be in this predicament. What are we hitting here? You guys, there's colliders everywhere. Let's just get this sand wedge here and let the beryllium copper gods sort it out. Let the beryllium copper gods sort it out. And the beryllium copper gods have smiled upon us. Thank you, beryllium copper gods. For that I will purchase your most cherished prize, the beryllium copper lob wedge, which should come in the mail Thursday night, so 2 days. And then I will perform the ritual, the vinegar ritual, to remove the tarnish. And then I will miss an easy fucking putt like a moron for birdie. Oh, dude, the golf was very casual. The drinking was on another level. 140 is about how far I want to hit, and I know that I'm short on everything. Oh no, ski. Oh no. Oh no. Dude, we're almost on that other green. It does say I was offline 26 yards to the left, though. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. That's too far. Oh shit, that's way too far. You guys, it's these little mental hiccups here that cost you, right, over 18 holes, it's going to cost you X amount of strokes. Part of it's that I'm not fucking paying attention because I don't give a shit what happens in this fucking shitty video game. Okay, that is not how a ball would exit a bunker in real life with the shot I just did. Sorry. Not happening. Foof, I watched the one dude cuss for 50 minutes. He was playing, it looked like Tiger Woods, but different gooey. But he's a funny ass dude. He's probably on blood pressure medication if I had to guess. Because that dude, he makes me sound like Mother Teresa. But I was giggling. My workmates were like, dude, what are you watching over there? He was killing me. He kept saying this thing about wanting to rip somebody's jaw off. At one point he said he was going to punch somebody in the throat or the neck. Yeah, he's a we should cherish him. He's a treasure. So now we're going left. You guys, my golf swing literally evolves in real time during a round of golf. It's quite funny. Okay, yeah, golf club, the golf club. And the guy did look just like Tiger Woods. I think he did a good job there. Roll up in that muff. Hell yeah, buddy. Hell yeah, buddy. I didn't see, in that video, he didn't play hot shots in that video that I could see. It was all the golf club. Looks like I'm only sucker that's played this course. So he must have just renewed recently. Oh, what a shot that was. Get up there. Get up there. I realize we're going to have approximately 0 fairways in regulation, but that's cool. That was a good shot. 0 fairways in regulation. Go. Yes. Fucking birdie streak, bitches. It won't fix this score. All right, number 14, 490 par 5. Yeah, I want to see him rage on hot shots. He did keep saying bird's warbler. Bird's warbler. And then at one point in time, he shut the fucking thing off altogether. He just rage quit. It was great, dude. It was great. Oh, fucking duffed it, dude. Get up there. You guys, this is going to make this hole a lot longer than it needed to be. And we're not in the fairway. Imagine that. Bird's warbler. Bird's warbler, bird's warbler. Bird's warbler. Go. All right, we can still be on in 3. I'd say we could be on in 2, but, well, we're not. 78 yards. That might be enough. Hell yeah, we bird's warblered that fucker right up there. Yeah, I'll look it up. El Prezador Hot Shots Golf Montage. I'm actually starting Hot Shots Golf 4 on the PS2 emulator tonight. Another fucking birdie. Thank you very much. Okay. Bird's warbler. I'm guessing this course is extremely short. Oh yeah, 300-yard par 4. Let's go bird's warbler. Let's hit the 3 hybrid here. Driver could get us into trouble if we get a hold of one. Let's bird's warbler the piss out of this son of a bitch. Get in the fairway. Go, go, go. All right, we got one fairway. I know of at least one fairway on a not on a par 3. Oh, fuck, I'm thirsty. So Foof says old boy's channel was banned, but he appealed it after 7 years and just got it unbanned. What was it banned for? Because he and I say a lot of the same things, and that has me concerned. Oh, that's tough. That's a tough pill to swallow there. Got to have a pretty good shot here to continue the birdie streak, but I don't foresee it happening. That was so bad. Sit. We shall not be chipping again. No, we'll chip again. We'll chip again. All right, so birdie streak's gone. Birdie streak's long fucking gone. That's 3 chip shots just to get semi-adjacent to the pin. So we got to make this for bogey, or we're going to lose 2 of those birdies, which is why your boy Turbo Talon Golf cannot place in a tournament. Because of this exact shit right here. This is why your boy can't fucking place in a tournament or a league. Always dead last. Unless there's some sort of clerical error like there was with Hazel Rocket shit a few weeks ago at Willy Wonka. I still don't know what happened there. The authorities are still investigating. We will let you guys know what they end up finding though, okay? Don't worry your little heads about it. The authorities are hard at work. It's a good looking shot. We'll see if it's long enough. It is good enough for government work. So guys, I'm going to say this out loud just to get it off my chest. My 9 iron with these irons, with these I2s, goes like maybe 120 when I'm hitting 80 miles an hour of ball speed. Like, that's just the fucking state of affairs. My 9 iron goes a little bit further than that with my G425s. Get in the hole. I could take them down into the shop and adjust the the loft to strengthen the lofts, but I don't really want to do that. 17th hole, another 400 yarder. Foof says he had a video where he found a dead cat and buried it. Like he just found the cat and buried it. He wasn't being a dick and like tortured the body or anything. I don't see a problem with that. I think that's pretty humane. But I also have seen a lot of the guy's other stuff, and I know that he's not quite right. So maybe he didn't just bury it. Maybe he did some fucked up shit first. I don't know. Scoot up into the circle. Fuck yeah, dude. Let me get some of that birdie action, bitch. Foof says you should watch Outrageous Acts of Science, El Presidor edition. He's actually on TV for his hobby of tackling down trees. Okay, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him tackle any trees yet. Oh, I've clearly got some fucking homework to do. All right, guys, 18th hole. We're well ahead of schedule here, but it's okay. No TikToks. We don't really have much chat participation other than Foof. Foof's my chat ride or die right now. This could be a much more difficult hole than we originally thought, but I think we're okay. 150. We might clip some tree branches at 150. Let's just get the ball up to the pin. It's actually, oh, that was too much club. That should have been my 150 out of the rough club. Bit of a hot shot, perhaps. I'm not sure. Let's chip over here because the chipping game's been on point today. I think we can all agree on that. Well, do stop. Do stop. Come on, dude. All right, let's see if we can putt up into the cup. 14-foot putt playing about 20 feet. You're probably not making this, but give it the old college try. There you go. There was your college try for a bogey, I believe. We finished 73 plus 2. You can see we're littered with birdies. Obviously, that's going to happen when you're playing a fucking 5,500-yard course, especially in the simulator, which is a joke in itself. There you go. Okay, Outrageous Acts of Science. Since we're so far ahead of schedule here, let's go ahead and watch us a YouTube video. Most of the stuff Foof suggests, it doesn't disappoint. Outrageous Acts of Science. Here's our guy. Let's do it. Let me get my chair. Let me get my chair. I'm going to sit right here on my busted ass chair. If I lean back, it'll break and I'll fall over.
I've been angry at many things in my life, never a tree.
Meet El Presidor from Ohio.
They're so nice, they're so placid. They do so many things for us.
El Presidor's online annex have been a huge hit with over 1 million viewers.
kind of person runs around attacking trees?
Yeah, good question. We traveled to Ohio to find out more about El Presidor and his gift.
Something about me that I've been born to do this, so been doing it since I was like 13 years old. I guess I always had anger issues when I was younger, so when I would just go out and start hitting trees.
So, does El Presidor possess tremendous power, or is there another explanation?
The key here is all the trees he knocks over are dead. And the way a tree dies is from the inside out. So they still look like they're alive. They look like these big, strong trees. But they're not. They're all dead. They're hollow.
How I select trees that I go to, I find a tree with a low tree-to-bark ratio. This sucker will go down easy.
The function of a tree's bark is to protect the inside of the tree.
If the bark is harmed, the inner of the tree will die because bacteria and fungi will just go inside of the tree.
Once a fungus has been able to reach the inner tissues of the tree, it's then able to multiply and start feeding on these nutritious, delicate tissues. This is what ultimately leads to the demise of the tree.
Oh, shit!
Yes, El Presidor isn't insane. He's just an environmentalist.
Given enough time, these dead trees would just fall down on their own. Or this guy comes in and shoves it with his shoulder. So really what he's doing is just accelerating what nature would have done by itself over the course of a few years.
That's why I started doing it. I knew that this would benefit society and the environment in the long run by me taking out these dead trees.
Before you attack a tree, a word of caution.
Is it dangerous to do? Absolutely. There's been countless times that I've had a tree, when I ran into it with force, it came down on me and I either had to get out the way or it hit me. Do not attempt this at home.
So where was the part? Yeah, this one was the shit, dude. So old mama here was talking, and then this motherfucker goes linebacker on this
Leads to the
tree.
demise of the tree.
Boom!
Leads to the demise of the tree.
Boom!
Leads to the demise of the tree.
Yes, El Presidor isn't insane. He's just an environmentalist.
Given enough time, these dead trees would just fall down on their own.
Oh, leads to the demise of the tree, she says. Oh, shit. And he's sober, too, which is crazy. That's some shit I would do when I was having too much to drink. Hey, for golf's sake, yeah, you missed the whole live stream. You may have to rewind it. I played No Pros, and I played Bogey's Backyard. Neither round was bad. Shanked some balls, though. We got a case of the shanks going. But that's it, sir. How are you doing? How are you doing? I wish you guys could talk in these streams instead of typing in the fucking chat. That'd probably be pretty entertaining. As long as you guys promise to behave yourselves. Oh, fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. Fuck. Let's shut down the simulator here. We've had far too much fun. Let's shut down the button box. Let's shut down the lab software here. Foof says that sounds like it would get bad very quickly. Yeah, when I was young and I had too much beer or whiskey, dude, some of the shit I did is fucking stupid. Do I still have that video on my phone somewhere? Let's see if I got this fucking stupid video on my phone somewhere. And then I promise we will close out the broadcast here. Oh, did Apple fucking make more changes to their stupid software? Fucking Apple. fucking apple, dude. Where are my videos? Videos, media type. This one would have been fucking 10 plus years ago, buddy. Drinking some whiskey, playing some golf. Lots of golf. All right, I don't think I have the video. No, I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh, here they are. No, that's stupid. That video's stupid. Poor mailbox. All right. What do we got in the chat? See you for golf's sake. Sorry, we're done already. I didn't really watch Jackass and Drink. I don't know. Those time periods didn't align. I'm sure there's some photographic / video evidence somewhere, but I don't know. All right, guys. You've been lovely. Thanks for tuning into the live stream. I don't have anything for you. Tomorrow's Wednesday. That's pretty good news, right? Okay, guys. If you get bored, go tackle a dead tree like you saw El Prezador doing. All right? This is Turbo Talon Golf signing out. We'll see you guys probably Thursday because I'm golfing after work tomorrow. If the weather holds out. If the weather doesn't hold out, you'll see me here. I'm sorry, what? Foof says, so he tried to lift a brick and thought he tore his sack in half? Are you talking about me or El Prezador? Because I doubt he can have a video on YouTube of him tearing his ball sack in half. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Have a good night. Goodbye. Foof says it filtered the first part of his story. What's new? All right, you can explain it to me in the next live stream. I gotta go, dude. Peace.